It's very important for a man to be bold. And I mean from the aspect of bold is he needs to be able to have the hard conversations. So if he's looking to get married, he needs to have the conversations that are very static, like things that don't change. So for example, having the conversation of negotiating, and I hate to use this word, the mahar with the father, for example, and tell him that you're not able to pay that amount of money. Or if you'd want to do it in increments. I prefer that my wife only works part-time because I'm able to provide everything, but if she wants to work, I'm able to do that. You have your position, you address it respectfully. No, I do prefer that my wife so-and-so. I do prefer that my wife take care of the children. I don't want a nanny, for example. Yeah. Like, you shouldn't feel ashamed to say that because of that initial belief and trust in Allah, that Allah is going to provide me with my wife. As long as I obey him, he knows my desires. He knows what physical attributes I want in a woman. He knows what I desire in regards to her alignment. My sister has deen, but she's not my type. Oh. She prays 5 times a day, man, and I feel guilty requesting a divorce, but I'm not attracted to her. There's nothing wrong with her. There's deen and there's alignment. And that alignment is where a lot of brothers fall short. And that's what's important, for the man to know himself. And that comes with khalwa and khalil over time. He finds out what he likes in a female, what he wants in, so he can look at initially his mom. How did you treat his mom? Did his mom always cook for him, for example? Yeah. Or did his mom always iron his clothes, for example? These types of things, he can see, okay, these are the types of things that I do want in a female because my mother used to do that. What are the things that he will not tolerate? And he needs to have those are the non-negotiables that we talk about. He needs to know what he will not tolerate in a sister. It's just, that's not me. She likes to go back and forth. Like if I say, no, we're not going to do that. And if she asks why, and then I say, I don't want to. Well, that's because I think it's better if we do it on another day. No, I think it's better if we do it on that day. He doesn't like to go back and forth. Yeah. Some brothers, they don't have a problem with that. Yeah. That's not that she's a bad sister. No. That's not that she's feminist even. Female companions would go back and forth with their husbands. Right? What did Umar bin Khattab used to say? We used to overpower women in Mecca, but the women in Medina, they're different. They're different. It's alignment. It's an alignment issue. Yeah. The man needs to know himself. That's why it's important for men to get out and do things. Yeah. To get out and fail, to get out and work, to get out and deal with people, to travel. This is important, and that's how he gets to become competent of who he is, because confidence comes with competence of the self first. When you're more competent of yourself, of your interests, what you want in a woman, what you don't want in a woman, what women to talk to understand women, or male groups such as Masterman, we talk about female psychology, and we take it from the Quran and the Sunnah. Yeah. So these things will establish him and make him much more grounded when he approaches a sister or approaches her father. He approaches with confidence, he's bold, he's respectful at the same time, but he doesn't compromise his principles.
No, subhanAllah, I think it's come up in a conversation before, the episode with Hina, who's a psychotherapist, and she specializes in relationships. I think even her conversation, one of the biggest things that she mentioned was the ability to have this conversation. Like, it's not right or wrong, it's not black or white, it's just, okay, what are my goals? What is it that I value? Like, just have the conversation, or else you duck from it, and then you're 5 years, 10 years into this marriage, and it comes up, and you're like, I felt this way before marriage, I just never said it, bro.
Never said it.
What are you doing?
And then you don't, and shaitan can easily seep in there, and say, okay, well, can I trust him if he knew this and he didn't tell me?
Oh man, and then it's just,
now I don't feel safe. What else did you know?
Yeah.
So one thing that's getting big now is prenuptial agreements, for example. If the brother feels he's very passionate about it and an advocate for it, he needs to bring that up with her father. He needs to bring that up with her, but he needs to understand it and not just take the cultural, what a lot of men from Red Pill and MGTOW and these mainstream movements, how they use it or how they've been jaded and they realize they should have done it. I know there's one doctor, every time before he would date a woman, he was not Muslim, when he would propose the prenup, that's where I first heard the word prenup. He went through 3 different situations to where the woman backed out because he requested a prenup. That was his litmus test. Not saying that should be a litmus test for the Muslim, but I'm just saying that if you're passionate about it, you should not be bashful or shy to mention it.
Yeah.
because people have a bad stigma. Well, stigma doesn't mean factual. So it's important that men have this understanding and they address these particular things. So for sisters to ask, scholars have mentioned that it's okay to request for them to get HIV testing, to get tested. Not even HIV, even a non-sexual transmitted disease, right?
Yeah.
Do you have diabetes?
Yeah.
I'm concerned with that. Or do you have any illnesses? Anything that can have an effect after marriage, you have a right to ask. So that's what's important. So, and the scholars, when they talk about marriage, it's more of this word is very tricky, a transaction. It's not like the woman is a commodity, but you need to talk about those things that are static that will continue on in the marriage and be very clear. And the woman that understands that, she'll respect that.
So when you, I think when you recently, I guess, a lot of the work that you've been doing is now focused around premarital content and coaching as well. I believe you have webinars coming up. How is that different, though, than men who are, aside from the fact that they can ask these questions beforehand, how is it different and how is it the same from men who are already married?
Yeah, so what it is you find a lot of men that are already married didn't know a lot of things in regards to marriage. They didn't know that, okay, man, I was really supposed to condition myself and become. So we say the man should become before he even looks, before he searches and vets.
Oh, okay.
You find a lot of men, they want to vet, but he himself is not even praying the 5 prayers. He doesn't he doesn't hold himself accountable.
Yeah.
He has a porn addiction, and he knows it. He knows it, and he thinks marriage is going to save that and going to eliminate that because of the characteristic of intimacy. That's not the case. So in premarital, we cover these issues about the self first, and then we talk about how to properly search, how to properly vet, and vetting really helps the brothers that are currently married because they didn't know that they were supposed to ask these kinds of questions.
Yeah.
They didn't know that they were supposed to converse with the wali in this way. They came in nervous. They came in hoping to get married.
Yeah.
But we at Masterman teach, no, if you are that guy, and you take care of yourself, honoring Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you have to realize that you're offering your life to her, to the family. And that's valuable. So, yeah, that's what we talk about the premarital boot camps.